Hello everybody, I'm Robert Tusardi, the creator of Blockchain Kingdoms. We turn video gaming into passive income and paid work. In this video, I'm going to talk about our passive income cards and crypto castles, some changes that have been made. I think they're good changes to help roll out our platform faster. I'm also going to reveal some of the artwork for crypto castles. So I'll show you what our cards look like. We don't have the borders yet for the cards, but we do have the actual final artwork finally coming through. So I'm happy to share that with you guys in this video. So if you're a fan of our planet or alien worlds, these are some of the top gaming NFT projects of Atomic Hub. We think you'll like our passive income cards. They are also a gaming NFT platform, super early. We are pre-launch. These cards earn you tokens and NFTs, which you can gamify and trade. And there's only one mint of each of these cards. That means each card is entirely unique, one of a kind, and it can be yours. We are also celebrating the release of Batch 20. This batch was done by Night Sky, as was a lot of the recent ones, and yeah, we are closely approaching the halfway mark of the cards for the year. There will be 52 batches, and the amount of cards that are released per a week will be reduced. We'll also see the old factions come back, as there are only 52 factions that will ever be in the game. All right, so this is not financial advice. Do your own research, make your own decisions. So thank you to all of our supporters and customers who have supported Blockchain Kingdoms and our passive income cards. You guys really make, you really guys are the reason that we do this. If you're new to Blockchain Kingdoms and you don't know what our passive income cards are, you can buy them at shop.blockchainkingdoms.com. Batches 1 through 4 and 8 are sold out. Batch 5 is almost sold out. I believe there's only maybe one card left here. Yes, just one. It's Sarah Ripper here too. But essentially, the way these cards work is that these are like NFT artwork cards. And they drop you resources and NFT tokens every day. So each card will essentially earn from a distribution pool a token called a PIU. And you can use that token to upgrade its earnings from the daily pool. You can also use that token to upgrade its drop rate of NFTs. So what NFTs do these cards drop? Well, they drop NFTs for crypto castles. Now, my company does not sell any of the assets for, or directly any of the assets for crypto castles. Those can only come from the passive income card owner. So if you own a passive income card, every day you will get one drop per card of NFT. It'll range from common to epic. And those cards are then used to build up castles and crypto castles. And those castles earn a small amount of PIU, kind of similar to how the passive income cards work. So you can see this is an economy where the passive income cards they earn PIU from the token pool, but they also produce a secondary assets for these games. They supply secondary assets in the crypto castles NFTs, and you can merge those cards together to grow castles and earn more minor amounts of PIU. So this is kind of a way of gamifying the ecosystem and letting the economy figure out what is the value of a card, what is the value of a token, and you know, what is the value of these little assets. So you can trade these on open markets. So that is really the point, is that you get to own these and do what you want with them. So this platform is not released yet. We're going to start the token earning hopefully sometime this year. And we'll have to see what stage the rest of it rolls out. We're going to discuss some of that in this video. So the big change to the passive income cards is that we used to have 4 units of passive income that we were talking about, and we're scratching that because we thought maybe it's a little too complicated, so let's simplify. And so there's only 1 passive income unit now instead of 4. And so it's down to 1 token. And that 1 token is will be used to upgrade the card earnings as well from the daily pool, as well as upgrade the number of NFT drops that you can earn for crypto castles. So we made this change because we figured it was a better value to people who buy the passive income cards, instead of having to, you know, have 4 different units on an exchange. It's probably better just to have 1 unit, so it can be up there on, you know, the crypto charts, and people can more easily disseminate the value of a passive income unit rather than having 4 different ones and trying to figure that out. So we think this is a good simplification. This is going to be better for the platform in the long run. So we're also going to roll out the passive income cards in stages. We did want to do them all at once, but with what's happened with our WeFunder, we decided that it's going to be much better and affordable for us to kind of roll this out in stages. So, so the stage one is going to be basically giving you guys your NFT cards and allowing you to earn. So you'll earn your units of PIU in stage one, and those will go like directly into the account that you have the passive income cards in. And we still don't know what platform, possibly Wax, most likely Wax. We'll have to see. And the stage two will be creating the Crypto Castle NFT drops. So you'll be getting those NFT drops from your cards, as well as the passive income cards PIC upgrades. So you'll be able to upgrade your earnings and also upgrade your NFT drops in stage two. So stage three will be the full Crypto Castle game functionality. So that will be essentially the card merging aspect of Crypto Castles. And Crypto Castles, basically you can get like 3 farms. You can merge those farms into a ranch. You can merge the ranch into a village. And there's 6 levels ending in a castle. And once you create a castle, which takes a certain amount of resources, as well as 3 city cards, and you then consume those to produce a castle, and that will generate that units of passive income units. So we developed it this way so that if you're, let's just say for some reason that people are only selling the passive income cards for say $500, $1,000, $2,000. Someone might be priced out of being able to purchase a passive income card. So the next best option is that we've kind of atomized it into these pieces with the Crypto Castles game, because if you have an asset in Crypto Castles, you can have like a farm, and then that farm can create food, and that food can be then used to buy another farm. Now we're probably going to add in some things, so this can't be really gamed, essentially manipulated, or people just buy like a ridiculous amount of farms and then just somehow dominate the ecosystem. We're looking at ways that we can kind of make it more fair. If you don't have a passive income card, that you can still compete for earning PIUs, and that's really the whole point. If PIUs happen to be one of the most valuable things in our ecosystem, then essentially, in a free market, you want to be able to strategize when you can get the upper hand in the value of that market. So I know lots of people say, hey, you're not allowed to talk about NFTs and gaming, gaming cryptos as an investment. But I think that kind of sentiment is going to change. I invest in NFTs and things like that, and I want these things to provide value for people now. Now, if you invest in something, you have to know that there's always a risk that whatever you buy can go to zero. If you're like me, you wait until that doesn't happen. You wait until something's actually valuable or turns a profit. So it's entirely up to you whether or not you see our assets as investments. But I see the Crypto Castles way as a way of atomizing the value of the passive income cards. And obviously, if you own a passive income card, well, then you have an advantage in the Crypto Castles game. And if you're someone who can afford a passive income card, well, then you can probably buy the Crypto Castles games at a more atomized level, and then find a way to strategize to start earning passive income units and reach your way to building castles. So that's really how it all works, and we're going to break that out into stages as it gets released. All right, so I'm going to show you 5 of the Crypto Castles card artworks. I'm going to leave out the castle because I want to save that to a later date, and maybe we can get some animations into our castle and then we can reveal it to you, but I kind of want to save that one for later. So for now, I'm going to show you 5 of the 6 Crypto Castle artworks. Now, again, these don't have the card borders yet. Those are currently being made, and each is individual and special for each of the card levels. So this will just be basically the card artwork for now, without the border. So this is the farm, and you will need 3 farms to create the next level up, the ranch. You will essentially take 3 of these NFTs, the farms, merge them together to then create a ranch NFT. So the plan is to have the farm produce a certain amount of essentially food. So that'll produce a certain amount of like food every day, and then you'll be able to use that food to create a castle. So the next level up is the ranch, and so 3 farms will be used to create a ranch. Here you can see there's a so you can see there's some fields, and there's a mill here for milling the grain. And so we wanted these kind of be reminiscent of like some of the Magic the Gathering cards, and kind of have like a lot of detail and have that kind of painted feeling. All right, so the ranch. So 3 farms will create a ranch. And so you can see here, this has a little barn, and it has some sheep and cows, and maybe that's a horse in the background. I think it's a horse. And so again, kind of has that kind of like painted feeling. And the plan is to have all of the other cards except for the farm produce stone. So the ranch will not produce food, it'll actually produce stone. And a certain amount of stone and food will be used to create a castle. So another element is actually we want to have something that I call power. So every time that you merge cards together, you earn a certain amount of power and resources. So in order to build a castle, you will need some food, some stone, as well as power in order to create a castle, which will then earn you passive income units. And so the idea is that each card is going to play its own role, and merging cards plays its own role. And you'll be able to see on the little screen, it'll just say, oh, okay, so I am this far away from building a castle. I will need this much food, I will need this much stone, this much power, and I will also need 3 cities. And so that's kind of how it will work. All right, so 3 ranches merge together to create a village. And you can kind of see here, this is, pretty primitive village. They don't even have a horse. They just kind of have this cart full of like hay, and if I zoom in here, there's actually like some kids at play, and these mountains off in the top. And so 3 villages can be merged together to create a town. And so this is kind of a town square, and a market where these villagers live, and it's kind of like nice and quaint. It looks like something out of, say, The Witcher, or something like that. And now 3 towns can be merged together to create a city. So here in the city, we have another like cart full of hay that actually has a horse this time, because I guess it's upgraded from the village. And I really like this one. I think this one came out really well. And so so most likely this card will produce the most amount of stone out of all the cards, from ranch and up, and so we're still kind of working out some of these details, and work on the card borders, and we'll reveal the actual castle at a later date. But we think this is a really fun way to add value to the passive income cards. So if you own a passive income cards, you will get one of these cards to drop a day. Now the passive income cards will drop up to the first 4 cards in rarity. The farm will be the most common, with the town being the rarest. You won't be able to earn a city or definitely not a castle as a drop. I think we're probably going to leave those separately, and it'll be pretty rare to even get, say, a town. But we do want that to be a possibility for you to earn a town just from a drop if you own a passive income card. So if you're wondering, hey Robert, what is the best passive income card to buy? Well, what we plan to do is we plan to have the earliest cards have the highest max level cap. So all passive income cards will have a max level cap, which means that the newest release cards, say here batch 19, those will have essentially the lowest level cap. So in the beginning, you'll probably only be able to level up to like level 2 or 3. Meanwhile, if you go look at the other ones all the way at the bottom, the batch from like, we only have batch 5 right now available because everything else is sold out. But batch 5, you might be able to level up to say level 20, 30, it'll all be relative. Basically, the earlier the batch number, then the higher the possible max level cap. So to someone who wants to upgrade their cards all the way, some of the earlier cards may be more valuable to them. So we wanted to make it so there are different strategies that you can use for trading the cards, trading the tokens. One of the ways that we essentially deepen the strategy is by making the earlier cards have a higher max level cap. So if you want to buy passive income card, I suggest buying one of the earliest cards you can from a batch, and the cards actually they reward you for collecting. So if you collect from the same type and the same faction, you get bonuses. So you get plus 1% bonus for the same type, say Cyberpunk, and you also get an additional stacking 1% bonus for the same faction. So you can see this character here, Yuki Fairchild, her faction is Terran Guardians. So if you owned all 5 of the Yuki Fairchild Terran Guardian cards, and those were the only cards you had, her cards would then earn a 10% bonus if you owned all 5. That would be a stacking 1% bonus for the types and for the factions. So I think the best strategy when buying these is to buy as many of the same factions. Like you can see here, Sorcerer's Reverie, all of these are still available. So if you were to buy this whole batch, not batch, but the same faction here for these 5 cards under fantasy, these cards would each get a 10% bonus for their earnings from the daily distribution pool of PIU. These factions are only released once a year, and they do cycles. So eventually, like Sorcerer's Reverie will show up about a year again from the time it showed up. We do this because it thinks it deepens the strategy. It really adds a long life and long-term thinking for collecting and holding these cards. So yeah, if you wanted to buy a passive income card, I would suggest buying one of the earliest batches and buying as many of the same faction as you can. And then if you run out of factions for that type, well then just look at the next week's and get as many of the same types as you can, because those types will then also add bonuses, stacking 1% bonuses to all the other types that you have. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Remember to like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to making the next video. I want to get a new studio soon and really double down on making these videos, promoting the passive income cards, covering land sales for other games. We do have a land sale coming out towards the end of the year. We have another game called a 5 versus 5 arena. We don't have a name for it yet, but it has a job token system. So we're really ripping and roaring here, and thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in the next video.